Hi everyone. In my efforts to have a camera behind my camper so that I could see down the highway while we're driving and not have people sneak up behind me, I tried, previous to this camera, a different one that worked off Bluetooth. Didn't work very well. Couldn't maintain a connection, essentially. It just kept freezing up, locking out, have to be reset over and over. Just didn't work. Tried this other one here that I found online for only about 30 bucks, and it turns out it actually works really well. Let me give you a closer look at it. I will include a link where I got this from, but a couple things to notate. It actually gets a pretty good reception, a good frame rate refresh. The antenna on it is, because it's Wi-Fi, it's broadcasting, and it's got a strong enough signal that when we were taking our initial trip with this, I stopped at a restaurant, left the camera running out in the parking lot. While I was waiting for lunch, I decided to click back in just to see if it was transmitting that far. Turns out it was, despite being approximately 150 feet away from the car, inside of a building. And it was recording in the parking lot, watching cars go by perfectly with a good quality photos. Actually pretty happy with this, and for 30 bucks, it's a steal. I gotta call it a winner, and I'm gonna recommend this one. Okay, some detail about how I mounted this to my A-liner. I had an old piece of conduit laying around along with the screw type end that goes on to put into a circuit box. I took the bolt out of that, drilled a hole all the way through it so I can put a hitch pin in. By pulling the hitch pin and disconnecting the one cable, no tools involved, I can take the thing right off the camper and hide it someplace, put it away, whatever I need to do. As far as mounting to the camper, the piece of conduit is just hose clamped onto the bracket for the spare tire. It's actually more than sturdy enough for this lightweight arrangement. As far as wiring, I ran some wire over and across. I'm going to make this neater at some point. Down, under, and into the license plate bracket, and then on inside the camper. I was able to bring it inside. The converter box is not too far away from this point interior-wise. I found a place where there's a 12-volt output and just patched it into the lines. Whenever the camper has battery on it or is plugged into shore power, this is powered up, which means that it runs all the time going down the highway. The signal on this thing is quite strong. Walked down the alley with this a while back, and it was pretty solid for probably another 100, 150 feet away before I gave up and came back. It was just, had no issues. It's a very strong signal. The other part of this, of course, to go with this is it uses your cell phone as a receiver. My Galaxy, I think it's called an A23 or A32. It's the basic cheapie. Works just fine, though. Only thing I really did, I had a spare cell phone case. Put a couple of command hooks to hang it from my rearview mirror. On my rearview mirror of my car, I put a small piece of wood, which is going to be hard to see because it's dark right now. But there's a small piece of wood right there that is just the right width to come up between the command hooks to keep the command hooks from sliding. So you just put it up and it hangs right on your rearview mirror. I like this arrangement partially because it's right where you would normally be looking at the rearview mirror anyway, seeing out the back. Secondly, I set up the camera on the trailer to be approximately the same height as the rearview mirror. That made it more or less the same view as you would have if the camper wasn't in the way of the actual mirror. When you see cars coming, it's not some weird angle that seems kind of funny looking or fish-eyed, or it's pretty much what you would expect if you're just looking out the mirror out the back. This has worked out pretty good, and it was under 30 bucks. With the command hooks, it was probably $31. Easy project. Thanks for watching.